Hi guys, this is Coach Lewis from Masters Academy Plymouth. Today we're going to be doing a short little video tutorial on one, how to wrap your hands, and two, we'll be covering the points on why you should wrap your hands and what purpose it serves. So I'm going to start with the second one. Wrapping your hands serves two different purposes. The first one is for protection of your hand. Okay. Your hand's very, very delicate, and when you're hitting stuff all the time, you're bound to get injuries. So your there's three key areas that we're going to talk about real well, four I suppose. One is across the knuckles at the front here, two is on the top of the hand here, three is the wrist, and four, which some people need and some people don't need, and a lot of people forget about, is the thumb. Okay, so ideally a good hand wrap should cover all of these four areas. And obviously the wrap will depend again on if you've got any injuries in these areas. For example, I've got quite skinny wrists, but my wrists don't tend to flex. For some people, what happens is when they hit, they get a little bit of extension either upwards or downwards, and they can get sore wrists. So some people need to wrap their wrist quite tightly. Other people, sometimes I get this myself, they get sore knuckles. So from the constant impact, they tend to get a lot of stress and a lot of pain across their knuckles, which is why they might need to layer that up some more. Currently what I've got at the moment, some people get pains in the tops of their hands. The bones tend to like to break upwards, so sometimes you need a little bit of pressure on the top of the hand. And some people as well, again, if you have some interesting training sessions, accidents do happen. Sometimes you do catch the thumb. So what is really important as well is if you can get a good bit of support around that thumb, to make sure it's held in place. If you accidentally do catch anything, you will save yourself a little bit of pain, hopefully, which is definitely what you need. So the second reason you wrap your hands as well is just to preserve your gloves. When you're sweating an awful lot and you do an awful lot of punching, and what's going to happen an awful lot is you're going to sweat, your gloves are going to get pretty stinky, and your hand wraps will help preserve those as well. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is just how to wrap your hands. Okay, now this will entirely depend on the length of wrap you've got, if it's short, if it's long, and like I said before, what areas that you need to cover. Well, the way we're going to be covering today is just a nice simple method of covering your key four areas: your thumb, your knuckles, your wrist, and the top of your hand as well. Okay, so I'm just going to start by, some people like to keep it wrapped up. I like to let mine fly all over the gym, so I'm going to undo this wrap right here. Cool. A little tip as well, to stop it from getting all twisted, use your fingers in almost like a scissor-like action. And as you drop this one here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this one through my fingers, so like so, just so I can keep it nice and straight and stop them from twisting so much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the thumb loop right here. I'm going to insert my thumb all the way through the loop. Okay, and lay this across the back of my hand. Now, if you can see, there's two sides. Okay, I want to have the side with the foldings or with the seams. I want that facing down towards my hand. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down towards my hand, and the flat side is facing the top. So first thing that I do is I come up. I go for one. I go around the wrist first. Okay, and then I'm going to follow straight up and around the thumb afterwards. So that's a little bit like this. Across the back of the hand, over the wrist, then over the thumb. Okay, from here, okay, I'm then going to go straight across to the back of the hand, and from the back of the hand, I'm going to go straight back over to my wrist again. So it's almost forming like an X, if you can see that. So wrist, thumb, back of the hand, and across to the wrist again. So I should have one bar facing across here. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'm going to go towards my little finger here. And I like to have a little bit of space in the palm of the hand. So I like to have a little bit of space in the palm of the hand here. So I'm going to come straight across here and then go back towards the wrist, into the middle finger, in between the two fingers in the middle, back across, and across the back of the hand, leaving the space in the palm of my hand here. And then lastly, between the index and middle finger, back around the same corner again, and then I'm just going to finish up on the wrist. Make sure it's nice and tight. Well, your appropriate level of tightness, whatever you're comfortable with. And from here I can make a good fist. Okay, I've got a little bar here which some people prefer. I definitely prefer to scrunch it up a little bit, so I've got a little bit of a bar to grab. Hands are free in the middle, wrist is supported, back of the hand feels nice and strong, and there's plenty of padding on the knuckles for my liking. That's just a simple little tutorial on how to wrap your hands.